How many onions?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 onions. Oh my God. Okay, so I peeled 10 onions and I started slicing them, thin slices like that. Now I add lots of olive oil before I add the onions. Just keep it warm. I don't want it to be too hot. And then add the onions to it. Lots of olive oil, that's what this meal is about. So we're gonna cook those onions until they're done. Then we'll add the seasonings. I wanna add the salt soon because it helps them to become translucent and cook better. So I have the onions, the big slices of onions with olive oil is still cooking. In the meantime, I put some olive oil in another pot and I chopped. So I started with 10 heads of onion. I'm cooking 7 on the side, but there's 3 of them that I chopped smaller because I want them to give the flavor to the chicken. And there's olive oil, and I put bay leaves and cardamom and a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna saute this a little bit with the olive oil, then add the chicken pieces to it. So doing this onion with the bay leaves and cardamom is cooked a little bit. So it's time to add the chicken. So I have washed the chicken yesterday, cut and washed 2 whole chickens and dried them. So they're all dry. I let them drain for a long time and then I pat them with paper towel. So I'm gonna add them each piece here to the onion with the seasonings and let them cook for a while until the chicken is almost done and until it's cooked really well. And as you see, in the meantime, I have the onions with the olive oil, the big slices of onion with the olive oil cooking here on the other side of the stove. This meal uses lots of onions, as you can see. As you can see, the chicken, onion, and seasonings and salt are cooking with just the olive oil. I'm not gonna add water if I don't have to, because I want the chicken flavor to stay in the meal and not have chicken broth that I don't need to use. So I'm just gonna let it cook, cover it, let it cook on medium, and check and stir every once in a while. Like the onions are well done, cooked in the olive oil, and remember I added salt to them in the beginning. So now I'm gonna add the rest of the seasoning and wait until I assemble it on the bread. So there is some pepper, allspice, and sumac. Sumac is, we have to use a lot. So this is about a cup of sumac because this is called chicken sumac after all. So I'm gonna put sumac here. Actually, I'm gonna save a little bit to put with the chicken and mix it all together. And this will be really ready to use. Actually, when the chicken is done, so let's check on the chicken. The chicken is cooking with the onions, and you can see that some juices come out of the chicken. So the juice that comes out of the chicken, we're gonna strain it and add it to the onions here, so we can have the bread soak in the flavor of the chicken. Okay, so the chicken is all done. I'm gonna take it out and add it to the onion Sumac mix just to take the flavor. Looks like it's nice and moist. And then I'll mix it all together. I might as well add the chicken broth right now. So let me do that. It's all the flavor of the chicken right here. And we don't need this, we'll just take this out. Mix the chicken and take it out. And I'll sprinkle some sumac on it, the last step. So I'm just gonna take it out, put it aside, and then start dipping the bread. All right, so I got this naan bread, but you can use this big flat bread or any kind of bread you like, but I just found this handy. So what I'm gonna do is I dip it in the sauce, is in the onion olive oil sauce, so it soaks all the good flavors here. And then I will take it out, put it in the bottom of the pan. So if you remember, I put in this mix 7 onions and then 3 onions with the chicken. But you can't really go wrong with more onions, because once we serve it, everybody will be looking for the onions. So I put the first layer here and then add the onions to it. So I scoop some onions and put on each one of those. Okay, let me do this and I'll get back to you in a bit. So I layered all the bread with the onions. Here's the chicken. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt on it and a little bit of pepper and some lemon juice. Mix it all together and then stack it on the top. Stack it on the top of the bread. I'm preheating the oven to 350. So once the chicken gets the light brown color, because it's all done, we just need to make the bread and chicken look good, appetizing, smells wonderful right now. So I'm doing this and I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees and check it. Okay, finally I'll sprinkle some sumac on it because that makes it look good. I don't want to sprinkle it before because I don't want it to change color. Oh, look at that, there's the msakhan for you. I put roasted almonds on there and garnished with parsley. Sautee here.